Morning, Christian.
Good morning. I'm gonna run two systems. My computer up here is much more able to get on the internet, and so if it's recording, I want this one to be on. So,
Thank you, sir.
sure. I'm going downstairs now.
Okay. Easy sneeze face. Good morning, Ed.
Morning, Mike.
Good morning, Bruce. How are you?
I'm good. Hanging in there.
That's good. Who was that? Bruce, are you letting volunteers back in?
I got.
I didn't hear that.
Are you ready to come back?
Yeah, I'm fine.
We're not letting them back yet. Are you ready? Yeah.
I'm
okay.
already vaccinated, so.
Yeah. I think we were just waiting another month to see how these variants play out and if we're going to have another surge.
No, I understand. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, Wes. Hi, Wes and Lauren.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right.
Good.
Thanks for the snow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we got to start your fire pit again.
Right, absolutely.
This is so ridiculous.
What are you gonna do?
Just like Lauren Boebert has guns behind her, you guys have pictures. I love it.
Hannah?
Oh, it could be right back.
Yeah. Welcome, Hannah.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Allegheny, Rotaract Club. So,
Welcome. Nice to have you with us. All right, I'll get things started in a minute or so. We'll just give people a few minutes to filter in. Alexander was also in the Rotaract Club. Welcome, Alexander.
Hi.
No sign of Ashita yet.
No surprise.
Well, she'll cut it to the last minute.
Nice. Thanks, I just wanted to make sure I had everybody for attendance.
Yeah. Rose, would you like to lead us in prayer this morning?
I sure would. Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for the time that we can spend together. It's Maundy, Thursday, Lord. May we remember that. Lord, empower us and strengthen us to do your work and your will. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Rose.
And we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance just. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
United
States
States and to the republic for which it
For which it
stands,
stands,
under
visible,
liberty and justice for all.
justice for all.
Hey, Mark, what's the 4-way test?
Are the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendship? Is it beneficial to all concerned?
Awesome. Thanks so much. Oh, Joe's here too.
Thank you.
Hi, Joe.
And we're a little Chelsea-less today. I think Chelsea's got a lot going on her plate with work and some personal things. So if you happen to send her a note of encouragement, that would, I'm sure, be appreciated. We're going to send her a little something on behalf of the club here shortly, just to say, hang in there, kiddo.
Thank you, Christian.
Hey, Christian.
Bruce?
Christian,
Yeah.
speaking of hanging in there, it's Joe's birthday today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Talk about hanging in there, right?
Happy
It's
birthday, Joe.
too bad we're not a singing club.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, Joe. Many happy returns.
Yes,
And many more.
redundant.
And we can let that go.
Well, you're lucky we're not a singing club.
We definitely are not.
So our speaker chair this morning is Mike McGrath, and Mike's going to introduce our speakers.
Yeah, before I introduce our speakers, can I ask each of you to introduce yourselves because these are new to the Meadville?
Sure. I'm Christian Marr. I'm from the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation, and behind me is,
I'm Kim Smile. I work at Metal Source.
and on the side of me, that's Marge Kryling from First National Bank, in case you didn't hear, because I didn't move the microphone quick enough. And so the next people I have in my screen are Rose and Joe.
Good morning. I'm Rose Hilliard. I work at Women's Services. I'm the medical advocate. And this is Joe Barnhart, whose birthday it is today, 21 again.
Thank you, Rose.
All right, Hannah, would you like to unmute yourself?
Hello, everyone. So my name is Hannah, and I'm one of the members for Rotaract Club at Allegheny. I'm a sophomore, double major in business and communication arts.
Thank you. Alexander?
Hi, my name's Alex. I'm a freshman at Allegheny, and I'm also part of the Rotaract Club.
Welcome.
And, yeah, I plan to major in international studies and minor in German.
And Bruce was here. Where did he go?
Here, please unmute.
Hi, this is Bruce Harlan. I'm the Executive Director for Women's Services here in Crawford County. Thank you for allowing me to introduce myself, and welcome to our club.
Ed?
Bruce is anonymous there, but
I'm Ed Cronin. I'm a retired Delta Airlines pilot. Currently restoring the Meadville Railroad Depot down in the old Farm and Garden building.
And
You did a marvelous job.
wonderful job. And Larry?
Hi, I'm Larry Spencer. I'm a veterinarian in Cochranton.
I think that's everybody.
okay, good. Wes and Lauren are a young couple from Atlanta who moved here recently. We got to know them. They moved into our neighborhood. We've not been able to get together regularly because of the COVID, although we used to get around their fire pit in their backyard during snowstorms and freeze our toes off walking back to our house a block away. They are the sorts of young professionals that Meadville needs more of. We're very excited to have them here. They have an interesting proposal. that I hope that you can use this as kind of a market research proposal. I'll let them introduce themselves and tell you about their proposal. Wes and Lauren Easton.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Lovely to see you. Lovely to meet you. Mike, thank you for this great opportunity. This is the first time we've sort of, I guess, pitched anything over Zoom. So
Right.
yeah, it'll be rusty. And we, of course, would love your feedback in any way, shape, or form. So I'm Lauren. I'm, I guess, a consultant, which really doesn't mean anything. But I have a degree in ecology. I'm also a big outdoors advocate as well.
Right. Hi, I'm Wes, and I'm a video producer. We actually both share a big fondness for the outdoors, and found out when we first started dating that we both come from hunting families, which, as you can imagine, around these parts was a nice little boon.
It's a little more popular than it is in Atlanta, where we were from.
Right.
So yeah, when the pandemic hit, we were trying to, I don't know, find something that really combined our interests, right? So video producing and sort of an ecology environmental perspective. And I think one of the first things that really struck me when COVID hit was all the data we were getting about how the air was so much cleaner, how it was quieter, so the birds kind of didn't know what to do, right? And so we were trying to think of something that would really, I guess, embrace nature and really sort of give back in a way as well. And so we came up with this idea of our working name for our group is Keystone Safaris. And so Keystone for a few reasons, right? So Pennsylvania is the Keystone State, but also there's this concept of a Keystone species that was introduced in 1969 by Robert Payne. So this is a species that holds an ecosystem together, and all the other organisms sort of rely on it, right? So sea otters are a Keystone species off the Pacific coast because they manage that whole kelp and sea urchin relationship.
That's right. And one of the things that we know about Crawford County in general is there's been a huge push in the last few years to kind of reinvigorate tourism, to try to bring people into Meadville, Crawford County at large. I know that there was a big push with Conneaut Lake, and that really got the gears turning when we started thinking about, well, how exactly could we combine our two interests into something that could also benefit Crawford County in general? And Lauren actually hit on a great idea when it came to some of these local species. We gave them kind of a harder look and noticed that they've actually kind of boomed in terms of population density, which is,
it's a great
very
thing.
beneficial.
And,
Yes.
and also adding on to that, the other COVID twist, right? Which is we're all stuck indoors. We can't go anywhere, but the one place we can go is just outside, right? Not around people. So nature walks, hiking, all of this stuff really ramped up. And so we thought, all right, let's move to Meadville, as most people do at the age of 36. And so, because we thought it's a perfect place situated between cities. We have the whole French Creek watershed, the Allegheny National Forest. And so we thought we would do sort of tailored sort of ecotourism trips with sort of an animal focus. And so I'm going to be sort of the leader and the, I guess, chief safari aficionado. And then Wes is going to handle everything sort of video documenting, etc. Right? So I don't know if you knew, but if you don't post about it, if there isn't a video, it doesn't exist. It didn't happen. Right? So we really want to document everything for you, get your hashtags in order and all of that stuff. So of course we can do local tours of the area, take people around the flora, the fauna, etc. We also are working on sort of different packages, right? So there's just an ecotourism package. And we also have a guided hunting tour. So obviously hunting up here is a huge thing, deer, etc. And so we thought it would be interesting to maybe sort of expand the typical hunting repertoire up here, right? There's a number of species that folks would like to hunt that aren't maybe indigenous to Northwest Pennsylvania, right? So we're thinking of maybe bringing back, I don't know, some grazing animals, some gnus or things like that. And so there are actually some farms that have done this really successfully, out in the West, where they can get a small herd of savanna grazers, and they actually adapt pretty well to the humid continental climate. And so we're thinking starting small with, a flock of grazing animals that we can eventually sort of integrate into the local community. And then from there, we can do sort of selective maintenance of the species, right, through safari style hunting and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the idea here is also to kind of tailor your experience. Lauren talked about my experience with video and so forth. We would pretty much surround the grounds with a variety of closed circuit TV. We would also have hidden cameras, so you're not aware that you're being recorded this entire time. We would also, in some instances, apply cameras to the animals themselves, so that while you're out and about, you can actually spot yourself at the end of the day. And we have, again, this kind of tailored package experience that you can put online through Instagram, your Facebooks, your YouTube, that sort of thing, and really show people, A, the beauty of Crawford County, and B, just how majestic these animals are in the wild.
Right, and we let folks sponsor these animals, right? So each animal that we do the GoPro situation with, they have their own sort of social media, they have their own YouTube, and you can actually sponsor them for like $1 a day, right? Sort of like the old Sarah McLachlan videos, but kind of different, you know? And this way, like your family, you know, if they're somewhere else, right? If you can't visit because of COVID, they can watch you literally from the perspective of these animals that you've traveled to see and care about in like a really kind of organic, natural, like giving back to the environment sort of a way. So that's like another facet of it. And then I guess like, yeah, so in addition to sort of integrating new species, there's a lot of like sort of exotic species that,
That's true.
you know, we're thinking of bringing back, but we want to do it in like sort of a safe way, right? So I think no one wants to really like hunt bald eagles or anything like that.
Well, it's illegal, I think.
Right, exactly. And we have a number of like species from, this was more your idea.
Well, we've considered some alternatives. When you talk about what you can put on display in your home, there's a number of people who have antlers. We've all seen that. We've all seen the typical taxidermied deer head or duck flying, you know, stuck in a pose. But these are very drab colors, very brown, very dark. So we were thinking about including some more, call them exotic, exotic species. But the first thing, speaking of bald eagles, our first thought was, well, legally, you're not allowed to hunt the American bald eagle, but no one said anything about the South American bald eagle. So what we've done is actually taken a number of eagles from the area, shipped them down to South America, and bred them. We're re-importing them and reintroducing them into the local environment. So technically, they're South American bald eagles, which is a nice way to kind of skirt that local law, and you can hunt them to your heart's content.
Right, and we're working with a number of, I think, labs, you know, also with our friend Jaime in South America who breeds these bald eagles. Because a lot of the time people are concerned about hunting something that's genetically identical to sort of our national bird. And so we have a way of sort of splicing in extra genes so that it's really technically like maybe like a Canadian South American bald eagle. And speaking of sort of like colors and everything like that, you can easily just slip in, you know, an intron of genes into these species so they can express different colors, right? So the black and white zebra, very interesting, very cool. But if you could have maybe like a blue and black zebra, like that would be much more interesting, right? So we're all about giving our users something unique, something you can't get anywhere else. And we have the land and the ability to do that here, which is really great. So we're hoping to expand our GMO safari program with the helps of some investors. So we'll see where that goes and sort of exactly how big we can get it. And we also have, let's see, when we were on safari in Africa, I think it was our third day, and our guide said, okay, like, what do you want to see? Because we felt we had seen everything. We'd seen lions, giraffes, all of this stuff. And so I, you know, jokingly said to our safari guide, I said, you know what, I would like to see a lion like hunt a wildebeest, right? And he was like, okay, we'll try to make that happen, right? And we didn't get to see that, which was the one disappointing thing of our trip. So there was this old TV show called Deadliest Warrior. I don't know if you remember, where they would basically pit fighters from different eras in time against each other, right? So like a ninja would fight
versus like a Spetsnaz or
like
some kind of
right. So we were inspired by this and thought about potentially, you know, pitting different animals from different contexts against each other.
Which really brings us to probably the hardest part of this project, which requires the most support. What we want to do is introduce a small, I don't know the actual term, not herd, a small
Yeah.
pride of lions into the local environment. And the twist here is you can't hunt the lions, but you can determine what the lions hunt. We will actually uncage a species nearby, and on camera, we will all watch and see what the lion does.
Well, and you can watch from the Lion's GoPro, right?
Right.
Because we have those.
Well, and from the
availabilities.
animal's GoPro that the lion will be hunting,
Right, exactly.
which we think is an exciting twist.
Yeah, and I mean, also, like, lions are great at maintaining the population of species, right? So we know that we have, like, maybe too many deer around here,
Right.
you know? And so that would assist in the maintenance of that species as well. And we're also, you know, we're welcoming suggestions about which species to bring in for this, like, species on species sort of social interaction, I suppose. And then, you know, we're all about giving back, right? So we know that, you know, we're very privileged individuals, and there are folks, there are young children across the globe who've never been on a safari before. And so we have a program called Give a Safari, Get a Safari, where when you purchase one of our packages, this is mostly for the upper level GMO package or the Deadliest Warrior package, a child in another country like gets a safari as well. So like you're benefiting yourself, the ecosystem, but also less privileged folks, you know, across the world, which is something that we really, really care about. So
One small way to give back, I think.
yeah, and then of course, like going into sort of, obviously you need pictures on your walls, you need something on your walls to remember this. And so we're contracting with a number of artisans just across the globe to make, you know, your physical memories of the trip happen. And so in addition to photos, videos, and drone stuff that you're going to be doing.
Variety of that, but people want keepsakes.
Right. So we have co-opted with some vegan taxidermists across the nation who are going to be working with us. They're gluten-free,
Cruelty-free.
yeah, vegan. So that's sort of our way of like giving back as well, sort of like the yin and yang of our program too. So that's kind of like I guess that's just the basics, right?
Actors, Kristen.
We really get going on this, but yeah, so that's our plan. We're Keystone Safaris, and we'd love to hear what you guys think.
Anybody have any questions?
Christian muted you.
Yes.
Christian unmute. Ask Christian unmute you.
I'm unmuted.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you are. No, you're not.
You were unmuted. I wasn't unmuted, so I could hear you. Now I've got to ask you to unmute again. There we go.
Larry, I see you grinning.
Oh, yeah, I think the South American bald eagle, that is such a brilliant idea.
Spoken as a veterinarian, yes.
Yes.
Is anybody interested in investing in this?
I've been trying to change my picture to Jurassic Park for the last 5 minutes, but I haven't been able to do so.
Well, if anybody,
So I think that's what you're missing. Dinosaurs.
I agree.
It's a great idea.
If anybody is interested in investing, I mean, they'd be certain to take your money. But I would advise you to write the check today and remember the date today.
So it took me a good long time, probably to about Good Eagles and to the Eagles, yeah.
Caught on?
Talk about no one wants to shoot Canadian geese. I mean, that's such we're a little bit jingoistic these days, but what if we repatriate these geese so that when you shoot and hunt, you hunt American?
Yeah.
But that sort of conflicted with our bald eagle
Yeah.
concept.
There were
I think.
there's so many stuff we just want to do to just give back, you know?
Yeah.
It's not about
really
us.
important,
It's
yeah.
just about giving back.
And the animals.
Yeah.
I want to thank you two for a wonderful presentation.
Okay.
Can you tell people your real jobs?
Oh, my name is Lauren Rudolph, and I am a neuroscience professor at Allegheny College.
And I'm Wes Easton. I actually am a video producer. I work with University of Pittsburgh as marketing and communications.
And Wes is from Atlanta, actually. I'm originally from Fort Wayne. We've both been out in LA. Well, we were out in LA for like 5 years. This is our second year in Meadville. So
A wonderful job.
Much better commutes than LA.
oh,
No kidding. Yeah.
100%. We'll still take your money though if you want to give us
Right.
Oh, sure.
100%.
We will send you all the dead animals in the mail.
Lauren has got to go teach a class, but thank you both very, very much.
Lovely
Thanks
to
so much,
meet you
everyone.
guys.
Take care.
Thank you, Mike, for what might be my only April Fool's Day joke of the day.
Now you see why I wanted you to record it.
I did, yes.
Megan wants to see them.
Good. All right. Yeah, I'll make sure that it's saved for posterity. And I hope our Rotaractors at Allegheny understand the significance of April Fool's Day and the purpose behind our joke, and know that not every meeting is like this. So
Next week, Becky Dawson talking, and it's not an April Fool's joke.
oh well, if it's Becky talking, sadly, it won't be an April Fool's joke. It'll be more COVID.
Yeah, I know. She can answer questions.
That's
I
right.
thought we need a little levity.
Well, I'm studying the influenza of 1918 for a presentation right now, so it's all viruses all the time in my head.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm glad I picked this topic. All right. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the order? Again, if you have want to send Chelsea some best wishes that her life calms down a bit and that her job gets their act together. I'm sure she might appreciate that.
How long did it take most of you to catch on that it was a joke?
Until the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah, the egos.
Yeah, once I hit that, I was like, oh yeah. Now Mike's playing with me.
No, they're playing with you.
But then it was but then I was trying to figure out whether or not you actually hired people to do this or if they were just people you knew.
Still, a GoPro on an animal, that's a brilliant idea. I think I'm going to get a GoPro and put on one of my sheep.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun to watch from their perspective.
Wes
I
is
don't know. I listened to all of it and I'm thinking, well, this is Crawford County. Maybe it would be appealing to some people. I hate to say that it sounds weird to me.
Wes really is a video producer. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, I was trying to get in touch with him. He was out in LA shooting a commercial for a friend. And so he's got very involved in the entertainment industry. He's writing strips and doing all sorts of stuff. Very interesting couple.
So when are the lines being?
Lover, I was first horrified. You do know that. You traumatized me for the day, Christian and Mike. Thank you very much.
I wasn't in on it.
Well, okay,
No,
I'll let
nobody
you
was doing
off.
that.
Mike, when you come back to Women's Services, just wait.
I gotta wait until next April 1st though.
Maybe.
You know, there's a Keystone Safari down in Grove City.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Yes.
just off 79.
Well, I was going to recommend that, we could go out to Plum Township and hunt that zebra.
Is that the one with the blue and black stripes?
It's an actual zebra. It's at the curb on 27.
When I asked my friends if they could think of anything that they could do for April Fool joke, they were all in on it. I didn't have to talk them into it at all.
They might be good prospective members. We should send them, not today, but another day, send the brochure. Today they'll think we're just screwing with them.
That's today. Thank you for your input, folks.
All right, thanks everybody. It's
Totally
nice
up
seeing
to-
you. Thanks for the laugh. Again, I hope maybe it won't be the last that we have today.
Hope we haven't screwed up Rose too much there.
Hopefully not.
I
All
don't
right.
know. I may have to see my therapist, Mike. You're-
I'll pay for half of it.
See, I come from a long line of hunters and used to hunt, and then something happened that I haven't been able to. So, no, you didn't traumatize me. I really, my family would probably be interested. My dad, my brothers, yeah,
Amazing.
everybody.
All right. I am going to
See you all
end
next
our
week.
meeting, and we'll see you all next week with Becky Dawson.
See ya.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.